Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us from across the globe. Welcome to another episode of The Doctors Are In here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. This is tarot advisor and life coach Dax Carlisle coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, where it's a sweltering, I think 109 already out there. Oh, my God. And joining me, as always, is my fabulous co-host, spiritual teacher, certified life coach, Dr. Rose Wilkerson, live from Berkeley, California. Let's bring her on here. Hey, Rose, another Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to everybody. And I'm calling in from Berkeley, California, as you said. And it's, you know what, it's funny. We were just talking about the heat and everything in Arizona. And I said, I break out a sweat when it's 84 degrees. I don't know how you guys do it in Arizona.
Yeah. You know, I came from Pennsylvania.
84 degrees in Berkeley. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I came out to the west from Pennsylvania, and I had to acclimate. But once you acclimate, oh, my gosh, I mean, I moved to Seattle, back to Phoenix, to San Francisco for a few years, back to Phoenix, to Tucson, to San Diego for 8 years, back to Tucson. Anyway, the cost of living here is the cost of, oh, God, have I been around? The cost of living is great, and basically what you do is you live in the AC. Most of the year, though, I can sit out on the patio and do the radio shows. We're in a heat wave. Actually, most of the western United States and other parts are in this, terrible heat wave right now. And we're reaching temperatures we've never reached before. Oh, my God. So I was out on the patio having my morning coffee and, setting up for the show, doing the posting and promotion and everything. And I was like, I'm going to have to do the show in the office. This is way too hot out here. So I'm in the wonderful AC, 74 degrees. Oh, my gosh. Wow. We got a great show for you today, though, folks. Hold on just a second here. I lost my note for a second. We do open lines and take your calls on every show pretty much on the network, unless it's something really special of some sort. So give us a call. We'd love to chat with you, 714-816-4628. But we have a special guest today that we're going to be bringing right on momentarily here. It's the Rhode Island Medium. That's right. Savannah Martin is going to be joining us today. I suppose from Rhode Island because she's the Rhode Island Medium. I'm just saying. Who knows? She could be in Hoboken. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to find out, though. Anyway. We're going to have such a great time on the show today. I do just a little house cleaning. I have to tell everybody that we have a new feature on the show that we're doing the chat room and everything a little bit differently now. So basically, the show page, we do a post on our blog on psychictalk.net for each show, and it has all the information you need and everything. And we have our chat room embedded now on that page, along with a player as well. So you can listen to the show and chat right on the same page. psychictalk.net/live will take you right there. That's psychictalk.net/live. You can also click on the link from the upcoming show page as well. But if you're on psychictalk.net, just go ahead and click live at the top of any page, and that'll take you right over there. I'm in the chat room right now. You can sign in with Facebook or Twitter. You can also just type in your name, as well to get into the chat room. And you can ask us questions, comment on the show, talk to other listeners and everything right there. The player is above the chat room. You just click the play arrow to listen on there. Now, you're going to have to refresh the page. That's the only thing, is to let everybody know that the player doesn't work till after the top of the hour. So at the top of the hour when the show begins, you refresh the page, click the play arrow, and when you refresh, it's going to change on the player. The blinking logo is going to change from upcoming show to live now when we're live, and that's when you know to press the arrow. But, yeah, refresh the page and jump in the chat room. That's how we're doing it now. It's a lot of people didn't want to go onto the Facebook posts where we were doing the chat before, so we figured, hey, okay, some people don't like Facebook, so we'll give them another option here. You can join us in the chat room on the show pages. The live show that day, you just go to psychictalk.net/live. That's right. Today's show is sponsored by the Tarot Guild, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professional readers since 2004. You can visit us on the web at thetarotguild.com. Make sure you get the in there. thetarotguild.com will take you right over there. And I wanted to mention, Rose, we're talking about this heat and everything.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? Summer officially begins on Sunday, which is also Father's Day, the 20th, right? And
right.
Of course, our summer here in Arizona started 5 weeks ago or something. We've been, oh my God,
right?
Yeah, but every year, starting on the first day of summer, we launch a sizzling summer sale. We do it annually every year. And this year, we're starting actually a couple of days early because it's Father's Day weekend, and it's just the timing of everything this year. We actually launched it this morning. That's right, this morning.
Mm.
So when you go over to thetarotguild.com, right there in the middle of the page, or if you're on your phone, right there on the main page towards the top, you're going to see the big blue sizzling summer sale banner with the palm trees and everything. Just click on that. That's going to take you right into the sale where everything is up to 30% off right now at the Tarot Guild. That means you can book a reading. If you're a professional reader, you can join the professional membership and get all those benefits, plus your CTR Tarot Reader certification together in a package for $67. It's regularly like $94. If you're new to tarot, you can enroll in my course, Tarot by the Numbers. That's normally $99.99. It's on sale for $67. Book a reading, $67. Everything's $67. You can also get full custom numerology charts. I do these by hand, by the way. They are custom handcrafted charts and reports delivered to you via email, and 2 reports are typically $79. They're $67 right now. You can also order individual ones as well. And then we have a really great deal if you want to enroll in the course and get your professional membership and your Tarot Reader certification. All those together would be $143.98. They're on sale for $97 right now. So that's the sizzling summer sale. It's going on right now at thetarotguild.com. Go check that out. And without any further ado, we're going to bring on Savannah Martin. Let's see.
Hello.
Hey, Sav. Welcome aboard. Hey, Sav.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. This is great.
This is going to be so much fun.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Now, Savannah's got a lot going on here. She's the Rhode Island Medium. I love that.
I am.
Yes.
I'm coming to you from Rhode Island, Saunderstown, Rhode Island. And I actually, had a vision when I had my first spiritual awakening that I was going to be the Rhode Island Medium, and I made it happen.
Oh, congratulations. Wow, that's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have to go over and check out her website. The images are stunning at therhodeislandmedium.com. And don't forget there's an H in there. It's RHODE. If us on the West Coast, what's Rhode Island again? Is that little speck?
A lot of people think it's with New York.
Yeah.
New York, yeah, But go over it.
I get Rhode Island mixed up
with
Long Island sometimes, just in terms of the name.
Exactly.
All the
That's
time.
What a lot of people do.
Me too.
Yes. It's actually its own state.
It's its own state, people. Write it down so you remember. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people checked out your website, therhodeislandmedium.com, because I'm a website person. I mean, I built all of our website sites. I've built websites for many psychics and readers and for hosts of the shows over the years, and I actually taught myself from scratch to do this, and I love really well done websites, so I just had to plug that real quick. But
Thank you.
You got a lot going on. Oh,
yes,
fantastic!
Yes.
Even better.
Yes.
And you're. But I just want to let everybody know that, you besides mediumship, psychic reading and astrology, and you're into so many things.
Definitely. So I'm also very much into shamanism, transformational shamanism as well. I love to work with crystals and all of those different mediums of being a medium.
We've got a lot of crystal people here.
Yes, crystals are the best. Gotta love them. I've been collecting rocks, I call them rocks, since I was a little girl. And even though they're amethysts and they are crystal and whatnot, I've always called it my rock collection.
Savannah, I don't think you know this, but my co-host on the Tarot Today radio show on Saturdays, Mary Brown, once a month, the first Saturday of the month, she has her own radio show that she does by herself, and it's called There's a Rock for That. And that's what she talks about.
I love that.
You've got to check that out.
I will for sure be checking that out. Oh, my goodness. So, yes, I am a psychic medium as well, and I will definitely be checking out Mary Brown, though. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, every month she does a crystal guest of the month. I think she did hematite last month. Yeah, it's fantastic. First Saturday.
I love it. I'm writing that. I've already written it down. It's in the calendar.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Let's go way back. How did you get started, though, in all of this?
Okay.
That's always an interesting story.
It's a wild ride of a story, I'm going to tell you. So buckle up. Please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. So I was actually, I was in college and I was about to do my first internship at what's Carolyn Sakonnet Vineyard, which is actually a vineyard in Little Compton, Rhode Island. And this vineyard is actually owned by the owner of Alex and Ani. She, Carolyn Raffaelli, I think that's how you say her last name, she actually was very much into property, was like almost enchanted. When you drove onto this property, it was a winding road, and she had crystals buried in the property, and this was the first time that I was ever really exposed to this kind of lifestyle. And so I really was enjoying my internship. My first day, I was working events. So I was doing a wedding, and my boss informed me that she was a psychic medium, and I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Like, I had no idea I had any gifts whatsoever. And she just told me the first day, which I thought was so interesting that, like, of all things to tell me, she told me that. And so from there, next thing I know, 5 or 6 days later, I was working the wine tastings, and I was 19, so like this was so exciting for me. Like I thought I made it, you know. And with that, I was having my lunch break, and a woman came up to me, and she said she was a psychic, and she was sent here to see me and give me a message. And I was like, this isn't real. I was like, okay. And I was like, she asked, can I give you this message? And I was like, of course you can, like, sit down. So she sits down, proceeds to tell me a ton of stuff about my childhood, about just like my whole life and where it was going. And for the first time, I actually connected with spirit, which I didn't know at the time, and started informing, like feeding into the reading as well with more information. And from that, she goes, you have an incredible gift and it's about to be unleashed. And she literally said it like that. And I was like, this is a joke. Like, no. But I was also simultaneously sobbing because this woman had just informed me so much about my life that how could I not? I felt the energy. When you feel the energy, it's such a different atmospheric pressure going on, and you just feel so different. And she told me this gift was about to be unleashed, and I was so upset. I was in a perfect atmosphere, though, because my coworkers were like, come on, when I went back inside, because my lunch break was obviously over, and and she actually told me, she was like, on her way out, she was like, just so you know, like, I've never been here, and I don't plan on returning, because this was obviously an intense encounter for both of us. And then my coworkers gave me ice cream, and they said I could go home for the day, just because it was also like in the middle of the vineyard where I was having lunch. So like it wasn't behind any closed doors whatsoever. So they were like, absolutely no problem. They felt so bad because obviously it's like this woman was a guest and like just approached me and started rattling. Like I had no idea what she was about to tell me. You know, I had the reason, like I thought the message would have been like, your grandma says hi, which was part of the message, but like, come on, it was wild. So that day I was driving home, and I actually was driving, and I had my first out-of-body experience, and I was in a completely white room. And in the white room, a little boy came up to me, and I had this overwhelming sense of calmness. And they said, everything is going to be okay. And I took a deep breath, and then I was back in my body, driving my vehicle. I obviously my energy was just like totally shifted at that point. So I was crying again, and I pulled over to the side of the road and like gained my composure, and that was my first out-of-body experience. And then the few days later is when I started realizing I was speaking to ghosts. So and they were actually in the old place that we lived in, which is actually across the street from where I'm living now, which is another funny story about living arrangements as a psychic medium, how you can end up on 2 or 3 different houses on the same street. But it was a barber that I actually knew in my past life. His name was Anthony, and he actually owned that home. My mom at the time wasn't a super firm believer in psychics. She actually wasn't really fond of them or the idea of it, or talking to dead people. I mean, a lot of people aren't. And so because of that, she said, oh, you know what, I'm going to just fact check my daughter to make sure she's okay. So she actually went to the Library of Records to find the property deeds and such. So she found out that Anthony Cyborg did live in that house and built that house a few generations back. So yeah, so that's how it kind of started happening.
Wow, that is so cool.
So well, yeah, it was definitely it's something out of a movie, I swear.
It sounds like it. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So since then, at the age of 19, you've just been training or honing your skills, or
yeah.
doing
so
readings,
that
spontaneous readings for people?
Yes, exactly. It was like very the Long Island Medium, how you see her like giving readings to people in the grocery store kind of a situation. It was just like, I didn't understand.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, exactly. So it made it like it would be like I'd be at a restaurant and I wouldn't even be able to eat my food because the energy was so intense. And next thing I knew, I'd be standing in front of a family of 25. And this was actually on Thanksgiving Day, giving a reading about someone who had just committed suicide and was actually joining the family back and apologizing, and so happy that they could be there with the family again, on top of their grandparents visiting and other things. And it was just a whole night of like an hour of me channeling at this restaurant.
Wow.
Just because I couldn't focus. It was very intense when I first, like, I'm talking, you think a spiritual awakening is a minor shift. This thing, like, hit me over the head sideways and was like, surprise!
Guess what?
Yeah,
wow.
Gotcha! So,
oh,
yeah,
boy.
So ever since then, it's been wild. It's at 19, it really, probably from 19 to 20 was when I was really like, nighttime was a very hectic environment. I didn't understand quite psychic boundaries yet. I was trying to learn everything, but also kind of like freaked out simultaneously. But I loved nothing more than healing and the energy of healing others through my communication with spirit. So because of that 100,000,000% conquers all the negative or bad vibes that I've had to deal with, or energies that I've kind of figured out how to deal with and send them on their way, for sure. But like the feeling of healing someone and being able to give someone a message to a past loved one and vice versa, it's a feeling I cannot put into words. It is why I was put on this earth. There's no question in my mind. So at the age of 20 is when I started doing readings professionally. So ever since then, I've been continuing, and I was doing it just word of mouth, like through referrals and friends, and I was actually a waitress at the time, and I gained a lot of clientele through doing serving, and I'd hear it would just be so perfectly divine timing situation where it would be like, I overhear them saying intuitive, then that's my cue to come in and say, I heard you guys talking about that. Are you guys into metaphysics and all that stuff? They'll say yes. Next thing I know, I have a new client. And it really was unfolding on that level. And I started building up a pretty solid clientele base. But it was only until this past December is when I purchased the website name and really decided to go for it.
Go for it, yeah.
Publicly.
I'm curious.
My mom calls it coming out spiritually, which I think is so fun.
Coming out spiritually. I'm curious, there's a lot of other things mentioned on your site, like being an astrologist, and things like that. And I know that the general public likes to lump all of these modalities into the one heading psychic, but they're actually very, very different things. So how did you get so how did you get interested in astrology and doing mediumship?
Yes. So mediumship kind of, as I like to say, took me by the throat and slammed me on the ground and said, this is what we're doing. And I was like, cool, like, let's go. It's a party. But then I was like looking into a lot of spiritual people do this. I feel like they'll try a bunch of different things. I've gone to gong baths, and I've looked into numerology, and I've looked into, moon magic. There's a bunch of different things that you can touch upon. But what really sits with you and what resonates with your soul, I feel like, is how I've really continued on my journey. So right now, I'm not super hyper-focused on astrology, But do I know Mercury's in retrograde as well as Venus in retrograde currently? Absolutely. Do I know when it's ending? Of course. It's going to be ending on the 22nd and Venus on the 25th. Like, those are going to impact the energetics of the planets are going to impact our everyday. So I feel like it's wise to understand how those frequencies change my vibration and how I interact in my day-to-day. My favorite, though, is when I'm already doing something and then I'll check my horoscope, and it will literally be like, I'll clean my room, and then it'll be like, today's a great day to start to clean out old spaces. And I'm like, yes, I knew it. Like, that intuition, a lot of the times we do this and we don't even recognize it. But the connections that I've created between the two levels, even though they're completely different modalities.
People don't realize these are completely different things. Like, in casual conversation, you know, you're out at the bar, you're having a drink. What do you do? Oh, I'm a tarot advisor. Oh, you're a psychic. And it's like, I don't really put those two things together. I don't think of myself as a psychic because I use tools, whereas a psychic gets the information. It's not like I don't get flashes of information. In fact, reading tarot for a long time, you develop your intuition and you become more psychic, yes. And then there's the opposite thing where people are psychics and they'll lay out tarot cards and nothing they are relating to the client has anything to do with those cards that are laying there, because I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, that has nothing to do with what she's saying, you know. So there's like both ends of the spectrum. But my point with this is that they love to lump all this stuff together, and I wanted to, you know, make that point about how, you know, these are very different modalities and used for different purposes.
Yes, absolutely. And usually the reason you go to a medium and the reason you go to an astrologist are very different. So the reason you would go to a psychic medium or a medium, that's to speak to past relatives. Also, you can do some past life work with psychic mediums, depending on the medium, to be honest.
Sure.
And that's, and with that being, and then if you're a psychic, you're just looking for information about your future. And then there's also the Akashic Records, which I haven't really touched on, which I also have access to, which is, I think it's almost in its own category, but it's not as talked or discussed about as frequently, I feel like.
Yes, actually, we had a couple of hosts on a Friday show before Rose and I started our Friday show here, The Doctors Are In. We used to have a different show in this time slot, and the two hosts, that's what they did. The modality was called soul realignment, was what it was called, and it's basically tapping into the Akashic Records.
I love that name. That's a great soul alignment. That's awesome. But yeah,
absolutely.
The Akashic Records are such a fantastic source of energy that you can really tap into and figure out what your soul needs to get to that next level, for sure.
Yeah. Rose, you have any questions? What are you curious about as far as Savannah goes?
Well, you might have explained this before, and maybe I missed it, but in terms of, like you say that you're not an astrologer, but you do use astrological information, at least what's happening currently as a part of your readings. Is that correct? Or
correct. So with that, I use astrological events to map out an understanding of my life and how that will affect my future. With that being said, I understand these astrological events that also impact everyone else's life, I would say, even though it is solely, the reason I'm looking at it is usually for myself, but I always take that information and when I'm giving my reading. And I won't usually be asking my clients if they'd like an astrological reading. I'll usually just intertwine that into our reading if it is needed, and if I need to tell them to really kind of hone in on or hold off on that contract while Mercury's in retrograde. Hold off on signing just for a few days if you can, and really look it through a second time. Those are the types of information that I would get, that I would relay to the person.
I do that with numerology.
Yeah.
You know this,
I
Rose.
Love that.
Yeah, so it's basically
so cool.
the same kind of concept. You know, I don't go deep into the numerology unless that's what the client wants. A lot of times they want me to do a full numerology chart and report, but I will still, every single client, I'll look up that information so I have it in my head, and then it informs my tarot reading.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that. See, that's one modality I haven't dabbled in a lot, and I would love to learn more about for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, and I see someone in the chat room. Sandra says, hi, everybody, and enjoying the conversation, listening in. If you want to join us in the chat room, remember, whenever there's a live show, just go to psychictalk.net/live. You can even ask for a mini reading or something, you know, right from the chat room as well. Thought I'd throw that out there. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so, Savannah, do you want to take some phone calls? See who's out there?
Absolutely. Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go here. We'll take a couple of calls, and then Dr. Rose is going to do the upcoming shows on the network, because we have a lot of great shows coming up. And so let's take a call or two first. And let's see, who's been waiting the longest? Okay, I don't have an area code for this number, so I'm just going to bring them live. Hello, caller, you're live on Psychic Talk Radio. What is your name and where are you calling from? Are you there?
Hi, doctors. Big fan, Lisa, Arizona.
Oh, it's
interesting
Lisa
topic.
in Arizona. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, big fan. Tarot Guild. I have a question. And
Sure, go ahead.
my question is, thank you. I'm going to try to be specific. So I was in a job where, you know, it happens everywhere. The human emotion rises for whatever reason it might be. So I had, I would say, 3 females, jealous. Anyway, I'd like to know if my question is, am I going to be able to go back to work from my employer with the letter E as an elephant? I'm in standby right now, but I don't know if they're going to call me later on this month or this year, or do I get to work in a different location that I don't have to be with them, or what do you see in that? Because it is an important job. I do have my part-time job, but that's my full-time job. Thank you.
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding you fully, because it went a little in and out at a part there. So your question is, no worries. So your question is if you're going to be working with your full-time employer?
Yes, with the letter E. Are they going to call me back anytime soon? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. My question, so the thing that's really coming through with this is there's something that you haven't done that's stopping the progress of this relationship, whether that be a follow-up email or just a reminder. It almost seems like this person is not really focused on your situation. They have a lot of other things going on simultaneously. So my suggestion is what's really coming through is to reach back out to them, because otherwise you're going to almost get swept under the rug and months are going to go by, and next thing you know, you're still waiting, but they moved on. And it's almost like if your energetic isn't intertwined with this person, then they're not going to be able to see your energy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do that today. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
It's just that real quickly, ma'am, the car show. It's just that I had three females said a lie, and I've been praying about it. Very low frequency, and I did send my information. I hope it got clear. That's the thing that's holding me back.
Okay. So when you asked about, I know you asked about timeline, and I just wrote down 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, I get to hear from them. That's good. That's good.
But not a lot of information is the low vibrational individuals that you're referring to. I see them only becoming more of a problem if you give them the power to become a problem. And I feel like this is a test of your boundaries and how you react to them will impact how the future will go with this job.
You know,
there you go.
I discorded. I did a Discord meditation, and I asked for forgiveness from God, and I learned my lesson, like you said. And this is one thing that just was I could ask. Why does it have to be me, the angelic, the higher energy, with the lower energy? Why, you know, if I don't do it well, then the low frequency is going to win. That's what basically you're telling me.
So can you just repeat? You're saying what you said. It went out again. I'm sorry.
If the lower energy, the low frequency energy, I know I'm higher. If I being higher do not handle it properly, the lower energy will win.
Well, the lower energy necessarily won't win. It's not a win or lose situation here. It's all about a journey, and at the end of the day, your higher vibration, it's going to attract lower vibrations because the lower vibrations want to feed off your high vibrational energy. It feeds them. So as a light worker or as someone who's into spirituality and on a higher frequency like you and I, it becomes a part of our journey to set those boundaries because it makes us a better individual. We are always the one who wins in the end.
Beautiful said.
Yeah.
I will remember that.
Well, thanks for the call,
Thank
Lisa.
you for the reminder. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We got to get going here because the switchboard is lighting up like a Christmas tree. So let's see if we can speed things up a little bit.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. We're going to speed things up. Everybody, let me just put it out there. If you're calling in, we're taking the calls in the order that you've called in, of course. And if we don't get to your call today, remember you can call in tomorrow for Tarot Today Radio at 714-816-4628. You can write that down. Go to psychictalk.net/live right before the show and join us in the chat room. And we'll take your call, Mary and I, tomorrow if we don't get to you today because there is a ton of calls on here. And please, everybody, one question, be very succinct, be very specific. Let's not do too much general readings, but if Savannah, if you want to ask Savannah to maybe, what you need to know now, I've heard her do that before. So let's see who's been waiting the longest. Looks like area code 914. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Catherine from New York.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Thank you so much for taking my call, and it's been a great show. I've enjoyed listening to your journey.
Thank you.
Question is, I'm talking to someone, and I want to see if there is a future for us. His name starts with the letter E. If it's going to be a long-term thing. Yes.
Hold on one second.
Thank you.
I do see you in a romantic relationship person, and I do see it lasting for a few years for sure. Well, one thing that is coming through on this, because you two are very much on the same vibrational frequency, and it's a very calming energy where you're both at ease. The biggest thing that's going to come into play is his temper, and just remember, it's all about how you react is the key to making sure that that relationship continues in a positive motion.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks
Blessings
for
to
the
all of
call,
you.
Catherine.
Thank you.
Again, we're going to go to area code 845. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Lucy, and I'm calling from New York. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Lucy.
Okay. Question is, Savannah said she can go to the Akashic records.
Okay.
Can you please for me go and see? Or no? Or you rather to have a different question?
I can. What's the question in referring to the Akashic records? Because honestly, once I hear more, I'll be able to tap into your energetic field more, which will then give me access to the Akashic records.
Okay. Let me just take you out of the speakerphone. Okay. I would like to know in the Akashic records if I was born to have now I am unemployed, but then I would like to start a business. Also invest in different kind of like stock market, investment everywhere, like places of how to create an idea or something. What you see in my Akashic records? Is that something?
Yeah. So with this, so your entrepreneurial energy is what's really coming out with this. So you were saying you wanted to start a business with the ideas that you've been having?
I got into this business. It's a kind of multi-level. I am in with somebody, and then I also somebody invited me to a class. It's a biodescodification class to take a class about it, to be like psychotherapy or something. Yeah. I'm thinking about that too, and then I'm thinking about investing in different kinds. I like the stock market. I study accounting and administration, but I didn't really do too much about that.
So what's really coming through with me with your energetic is in the Akashic records, it's really coming through about you just being a jack of all trades and being able to take your ideas to the next level and really develop something into this world for how I feel like it's a starting your own business. It's going to be a side hustle that turns into really something big because of the experience you've had in administration and things like that. Those are the skills that a lot of people don't currently have when they want to start a business, but you already have that background, making it a lot easier for you to catapult your success.
Okay, about investing, financing, I had masters in financing, but then that was a while ago. Now financing is the stock market and everything else. Like investing is a little bit more fast-paced.
Yeah. So what's the question?
Do you see anything about in that field being
in the
successful?
finance field?
In the stock market, the financial
Oh, yeah.
field.
I do.
I think you're on the right track, Lucy.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm seeing it coming in 2 years is going to be a big peak for you with your career and where you're going.
Okay. And we got to run, Lucy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend there because we have a lot of other callers to get to. Dr. Rose, what's coming up on the network for everybody?
Yes. So if you guys want to know what is coming up, I will say that in just a moment. But also you can go to psychictalk.net/upcoming to find out what we have in store for you. So if you don't have enough of us for today's show, we have another show that's coming up this evening at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and that is the Spiritual Guidance Radio with Catherine Hahn, and she's focusing on, are you living a balanced life? This is such a wonderful topic to discuss. So true for me. I always have to watch out for my balance. So make sure that you join Catherine Hahn at 5 p.m. today, 5 p.m. Pacific, that is. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, we have Dax Carlisle and Mary Brown doing the Tarot Today Radio. And they're going to be focused on tarot card readings versus intuitive tarot readings. So that's going to be an exciting topic. Dax, did you want to talk a little bit more about that, or did you want me to continue forward?
Well, I'll just say real quickly that last week we had on Gary Karp, and the topic came up, and I kind of think, we had already scheduled that topic for tomorrow, intuitive versus, working with meetings a long time ago, but it was just so synchronistic that the conversation we had with Gary will lead right into what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So if you missed our interview with Gary Karp, go to psychictalk.net, click on archives, and scroll back and listen to that show after this one, and it'll get you all prepped up for tomorrow's show. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, of course, we'll be doing open lines and taking your calls as well. I'm glad you mentioned Catherine's show, because I completely forgot. Now that she's moved to Fridays, I've tried to keep it in my head that she's on Fridays, but it's hard to do when you're doing live radio. Those are things that I have to actually go to the upcoming shows myself and see what's coming up. So after Saturday, what's coming up?
Right. Oh, and let me go back just for a moment. So Catherine Hahn's show tonight,
sure.
Also, she is doing Are You Living a Balanced Life? And she's also doing free on-air guidance. So I wanted to make sure I let people know about that. And then, of course, we have Tarot Today radio show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's with the tarot card meanings versus intuitive tarot reading. On Monday, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, we have Wisdom of the Soul with host Janice Fuchs. And then we're back to Friday again, our show at 11 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to do There's a Mantra for that, plus open lines, and that's with yours truly, Rose, and also Dax. And that's what we have coming up.
Yes, the mantra
and again,
for the month.
If you guys want to know, right, just to give out the website address again, if you want to know what our upcoming shows are, I believe Dax has built things out till early July. That's the website link is psychictalk.net/upcoming. That's psychictalk.net/upcoming. So you'll know when we're going to be on. And that's it.
Awesome. And I want to remind everyone don't forget to go over to Savannah's website, therhodeislandmedium.com, and check that out. We're going to go back to the phone lines here. And, one more plug. Don't forget to come visit us at thetarotguild.com as well. It's free to join the website, by the way, folks. It's not just a website. It's a whole social media platform, just like Facebook, only it's all tarot all the time. Who's been waiting the longest? Oh, I had a 520 area code from my neck of the woods, but they dropped off. I was just going to you. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, let's see. Who's been waiting the longest after them? 402. Area code 402. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Sharon. I'm in New York. Thanks.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Savannah. I just wanted to maybe get what your feelings were about what's going on around me right now, or if any of my father or son might be around. Any messages?
Yeah. So I just got complete chills. And did you say your son had passed?
Yes.
He's definitely coming through. He's making a very strong presence, and he's giving me. he wants me to give you the biggest hug, but he understands we can't if we're not physically next to each other.
Right.
Yeah. He is so sorry that he had to go so soon.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that it was quick and fast. He said it really wasn't painful. On the other side, I am so much better and I am so much more healed as a person. And I am protecting you on the other side no matter what. He's also showing me that he's interacting with the radio stations, and definitely listen to him for any specific songs that you guys had together that you think of when it comes up. That is his message to tell you, hi, Mom, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm having trouble
Beautiful.
with his sister, and I don't know if he has any advice on that.
What'd you say? I'm
what
sorry.
I need to understand.
I couldn't hear you, love. What'd you say?
Oh, I said if he knows what I need to understand.
About a sister. She's having problems with
about
his
his,
sister.
okay, I didn't hear that part. Is it there's some kind of miscommunication going on?
Yeah. Yep.
And the biggest thing is you need to put yourself in her shoes.
Right.
And
okay.
see where she's coming from and understand that at the end of the day, unconditional love is what wins all. And leading with love is going to make things so much better, even though sometimes she does not respond well, even when it is love and compassion that you're leading with. Just know that it is not you or your fault for her reactions at times.
Okay. I'm trying.
You're doing great.
Hang in there, Sharon.
Anna's doing great.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thanks for calling
Appreciate
in.
it. Okay.
I feel that Sharon is empathic. She might even be an empath, and I think if she can turn it around to that, and like you said, stepping in her shoes and just be empathic and feel what she's feeling, the communication part can then clear up a little.
Absolutely. Using your empathic skills to your advantage can really change the game in your whole life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's see. Who do we got on the network here? We got a few minutes left. Savannah, I don't know if you want to stick around for a couple more calls.
Yeah, I can definitely, for sure. I'm here for it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to, impose on your time, but let me tell you, if I could put you in my closet, Sav, and bring you out for each radio show, I would totally do that. You are so good.
Hey, whatever works. I'm so glad. Oh, this makes it, you don't understand, because half the time it's like, I love it, but like coming on to these kinds of situations and really being able to just like style reading.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's great. It's so fun.
Oh, well, we'll definitely have to have you back. And God, Rose, she should be a radio host on the network. I'm telling you, she could have her own show, the Long Island Medium.
Oh, I would love it. I would die.
I could see it now. Yes, oh boy. Anyway, we got to talk off air, let me tell you. Let's see who's been waiting the longest here. It looks like area code 401. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? You're talking with Rhode Island Medium.
My name is Terry, and I'm from Rhode Island.
Awesome, Terry.
I know I was led here for a reason today, because I happen to open blog talk up in Rhode Island. So here I am.
I love it.
I didn't have a specific question in mind. I do know that I've been on my own healing journey. A lot of transition for me in the past 7 years, lots of loved ones. So I think I'm led here, maybe just to connect. I'm open to anything you might have. But this is great. So I'm from South County as well. I looked at your website.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, where are you in South County?
I grew up in North Kingstown.
So did I. Oh, my God. So funny. I went to North Kingstown High School. I graduated in 2014. Sorry, we're having a moment.
And I graduated in 2003, so it's never too soon. Never too early. Yep. But a lot changed for me in 2014, so definitely been, going on a spiritual healing journey, and I think this is Spirit's way of connecting me with somebody locally.
Absolutely, yes. So the biggest, I've been getting quite a few messages just from you and I chatting just for the minute. But what's very much been coming through is I feel like you're in a lull, almost like in a spiritual void kind of a situation. Does that make sense?
A little bit. Just sort of realizing, leveling up.
Yeah, I feel like you're just coming up for air now. Like you're finally figuring, you're like, oh my God, wait, I was not on the right path. I'm finally getting my feet wet again in this healing journey and spiritual journey. Mm-hmm. But I'm here to tell you, you are not alone in this feeling. I have literally been feeling the same feeling that you're feeling right now. So do not feel like you are alone. My biggest message that's coming through is you are doing such incredible work with yourself and with your energetic, and you've really developed an intense amount of happiness, even though sometimes you don't recognize it.
Right.
You're a generally happy person, and that is not as common as you may think.
Right.
And the biggest thing that's coming through is that you are really going to catapult success. And I mean, go out like a rocket out of a cannon. I'm really a year's time. Everything's going to be so divine timing, bam, bam. Next thing you know, you've got the new job, you've got the new house, you've got the new this, you've got the new that, and you are on it. It's like it is coming. So it feels like you're running through the mud right now, but keep going. And you don't have to sprint. You can walk.
I appreciate that. And it makes sense because it's starting to happen already. And I am skydiving in 2 weeks, so I am literally catapulting myself out of an airplane.
Oh, my God.
I love it.
Knew it.
Knew it.
I'll definitely reach out to you one-on-one, and I'm really grateful to have, had this meeting today.
Yeah, please. And feel free to text me. My phone number is on my website. That is my personal phone number. So shoot me a text if you'd like to schedule a reading.
I absolutely will.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend there, Terry. Yes, folks, you can actually talk to Savannah privately, one-on-one. Yes. Go over to the RhodeIslandMedium.com. and check that out right now. Okay, before we go to the next phone call, we've been chatting. We've been on the show. We were in the green room before the show. Savannah, I know you've got something energetically. Are you getting from me? I know you're getting something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. let me. I was like, what am I feeling energetically? I was like, let me see. So it's. I cannot stop smiling. Oh my gosh, you make me so happy. That's great. And it's so funny because you're definitely a generator of positive, high vibrational. I'm talking 10th dimensional frequency here. And
wow,
I feel like you haven't, because you've been in this business and you've been doing this. I am seeing, and it's very interesting because I've never had this type of a vision. I am seeing the amount of people that you've impacted on a global scale, and it is so astronomical. And it is so, you have impacted so many more people than you've ever imagined, because some of the individuals will listen later, some of the individuals will, and also just with your one-on-ones and your coaching, and you've been on this amazing journey, but I feel like it's time for you to take a breath and just take a minute to think about all those people that you have impacted in the here and now, because it's really coming through that this is a time to cherish that and utilize that energy to catapult your success into the future.
Wow. That made so many things click and come together in my head just now. You will not believe.
Woo! I love it. I feel it. I know it.
Wow.
Oh my God! I got to
That
message
is
you
awesome.
and tell you what I'm talking about after the show because we don't have time to go into it
Please.
here. But oh my gosh, yeah, it's like, oh, wait a minute, and just things started to like dominoes, like click, click, click. It's like, oh wow, I'm glad I asked you. I just knew you had something for me. I just knew it. And
yes,
it
was so cool the way it was done because it showed me you as like a little node on a map, and then it showed like one of those crazy like chain spider web kind of situations going around the world. I was like, this is insane.
Wow.
Oh my, and I noticed that actually a little bit on Facebook yesterday when it was my birthday. And the messages just kept flooding in, hundreds of messages. And, I mean, I was happy it was my birthday. I mean, I didn't do anything that big, I celebrated on Sunday. We went to karaoke. Friends took me out, met up with other friends. We didn't expect to meet out. It was fantastic. Nice. That was actually my celebration. Yesterday was just, cake with mom and dad, at home kind of thing. Yeah, but so it wasn't my birthday thing. It was these messages and just, wow, you realize how many people's lives you've touched. And that's just a fraction.
Exactly.
I have like 2,000 friends on Facebook and got, hundreds of messages, but that's just a fraction of, over 11 years of broadcasting. How many people we've reached, Oh my gosh. Well, let's see if we can squeeze in.
The other thing that's really coming through, which is interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it just came through, was that the people that you've influenced that are going most understated are those individuals that see a podcast, listen for one episode, but their energetic shifts so drastically from that one episode where they may not continue to watch it, but you'll forever change that individual to become on that higher vibration and that higher frequency.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah. I feel that there are a lot of times, we have the callers, we talk about topics, we have the callers we do readings and life coaching with, and, quite frequently I feel, you felt this, Dr. Rose, where the messages, it's for the person we're talking on the phone, but it's actually going to impact so many more people that are listening.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then they may never listen again, but their life's been impacted, and they've had an aha moment, or decided to go for, like with you, like with what you did with the mediumship, they decide to go for it with something, and we'll never know. We'll never know, but I know there's tens of thousands out there. Hey, let's take a phone call, but hey, after that phone call, if you're getting anything for Dr. Rose,
for sure.
Absolutely. Oh my God. And, Dax, stay out of my head. I was just thinking about that. I was like, should I ask? Should I? Because I don't want to take away from the audience members, because we have so many callers. But I was just in my head about that. I was like, I wonder if I should ask. I'm not sure.
You should ask.
Well, I knew there was something for you too. I knew there was something, and I claim not to be psychic, but anyway.
Everyone's psychic in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of how developed it is.
Yeah.
I just like the word intuitive more because it's psychic. Psychic is so.
Oh, I know. Then
such a charge.
Then they think you're that so Raven. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So let's do a phone call and then we'll come back to that. And actually 415. That's your neck of the woods. I don't know if they're actually in the Bay Area, but 415 is the next caller here. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hi, this is Anne. Used to be in Bay Area and now in Washington State.
Washington.
Hi,
oh,
Anne.
Great.
Hey, Ann.
Yeah, I think I got out just in time.
You escaped in time. I did too.
Yeah.
Have you called to the show before?
Yes.
And have you
talked?
Oh, you have called. Okay, because I remember the story about moving from the Bay Area to Washington. Yeah. Okay. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Actually.
Thank you. My question, I would like a quick message from my dad. It's the first Father's Day without him. He passed recently.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry to hear about your father's passing. And
Thank you.
So let me try and connect. How many siblings do you have, Ann?
One sister, one brother.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, I'm seeing both. Like, I'm seeing a girl and a boy, but I didn't know if there was. That can sometimes mean multiple brothers and sisters. Changes. Okay, so do you guys visit the grave site? Do you have a grave site? Was he I'm not? Because it's showing me like he doesn't necessarily want you guys to visit the grave just because it's such a new. It's a new chapter.
Mm.
No, there isn't one.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to meet because of COVID.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It would just be scattering. There's a place. He wants his ashes scattered the same place as my mom's, so we have a place.
Okay. I see. Because it's showing me that's what I was seeing is that the location and that site with. But the biggest thing is, are you able to get together with your siblings for this Father's Day?
No.
So the biggest thing that's coming through is communicate with them in some way, shape, or form, passing them on the fact that not only is your father with you, but he's also with them. And in spirit, you can be with multiple people. And what's really coming on all Sunday, he will be with all of you. And there's no question, because you guys physically can, and I'm getting crazy chills right now, because you physically cannot be in the same place together, what he's really asking is for you guys to please get together when it's safe and everyone's okay and feels comfortable getting together, and celebrate him. Do not. He doesn't want you to mourn, even though grieving is a very important stage and things like that. But he wants you to celebrate him and celebrate the memories of you guys having with him as your dad. He wants you to think of the positive, not necessarily the fact that even though it's going to be challenging that he's not with you, know that his spirit is with you, and know that all of those memories, when you think of him and you have those memories, and tell those stories to other individuals, that feeds his energy and allows him to be able to communicate with you more energetically. And for sure. And the biggest thing is I keep seeing flickering light. So if there's a flickering light, know that's him.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and I think of motorcycles. He loved motorcycles, so I see that as a symbol for him.
For sure. And I hear he loves the long drag. Like when they go really, they make it and they go like crazy loud. And that's he's playing that on repeat in my head. On repeat.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he's like, I'm taking a good long ride. And he's like going down and like going for it. I love it. He's like, I'm so happy. I'm so content. I'm really okay. Please don't worry about me. I am watching over all of you. I know what's going on, so don't think for a second that I don't, or that I can't hear or see or communicate with you in some way, shape, or form, even though it's not speaking or you can't physically see me. He's still communicating.
Hey, Ann. I got a question for you. Was he a fire sign, like an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius?
No, an Earth Virgo. But it was at the end of Leo, so I'd say he's a cusp Leo Virgo.
I just had this is nothing for you. This is just for me because he was coming up in my cards here, and and a focus. The cards are saying a focus on the family legacy. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay, I just wanted to relate that's the thing he wants the most is focusing on the legacy, and not him. I mean, his physical body where it is now. Like what. What Sav was talking about with the the whole funeral thing and the cemetery and all that stuff like that. He wants the focus on that and the high energy.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there.
That was amazing. Yeah, thank you. That was beautiful reading and so clear. So thank you very much.
Of course.
Thanks for the call, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Remembering Father on Father's Day. Yeah, I get the feeling he was a really good father too. Yeah, he was showing up as the King of Wands, and that
really, because in my head I kept getting King of Cups. That's so funny.
Right, and but he was an earth sign, which would be Pentacle.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing is that although it'll typically lean that way, like one of the fire signs, it doesn't necessarily mean so. It could mean that he just has the attributes of the fire signs, like because there's a lot more to the natal chart, as you know, than just what your sun sign is.
Yeah,
and
then you have your rising and your moon sign.
Yeah. And then he might be like just very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I sense the Leo energy for sure. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rose.
Go ahead. I was going to say that. Sometimes your sun sign is not completely indicative about your personality. Like my mom, for example, is a Aries, but she has a lot of Taurus in her natal chart, and she's a very grounded Aries. Like you wouldn't even think would think she's more of a Taurus than you would in Aries.
Yeah.
It's like my grandmother was a Taurus. So so Sav, what are you getting about Dr. Rose?
Yeah. Let me tap in. Let me see. Oh, I'm excited. I'm like giggling. It's so funny. Well, I'm seeing a big transaction happening. Does that make sense to you?
A transaction?
Like whether you're purchasing a house or selling a house, it may not be a house. It could be something else.
I have a house on my vision board, but I'm not in the process of purchasing anything, I have to say. I wish.
I don't know why it's like literally the word transaction is being repeated over and over, and I don't know why. Hold on, let me see. So I've never received this kind of information, and it's really funny. It's telling me you should think about refinancing your credit cards because you have a crazy amount of like points or some deal going on that you can capitalize on and actually make a solid amount of money.
Really? That's interesting. Okay.
I know. I've never received, and the transactions are credit card transactions. What also is coming through, though, do you have,
I'm writing this down.
What is going on in your, sorry, it went out for a minute. Are you there?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, perfect. There's something that you need to let go that you've been, it's been kind of recirculating back and resurfacing up in a cycle, and whether it's a time to release the energetic of, it's a relationship, but it's not necessarily, it's like an old friend that you guys almost had a falling out, but it was kind of awkward, and now it's okay, but pretty toxic. And you've kept your boundaries, but it's almost like they're trying to come back in. I'm seeing this energetic trying to come back in and trying to come back in and trying to come back in. And it's great test of your boundaries that's coming up. And with that, you just need to be cautious of how you treat this person, it's going to mirror back at you very quickly. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
This is almost like a karmic mirror relationship situation.
Oh. I wonder who that is. No, I mean, I know that there's been an issue that I've had with, there's been 3 of us who have been trying to do a meditation sessions twice a week, and some information about one of the people there has been revealed. I'm like, it's kind of like, okay, time, that kind of thing. I don't know if that's what the information is, but if it is, it's definitely on point. Just she hasn't been involved in my life for a long.
You started saying that.
Okay, that she hasn't been in my life for a long period of time, but there's this kind of issue with her and her personality that just is like, I think I'll make.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole, but at the same time, like this relationship is a key, and I see it written in your soul contract, kind of a thing, where
interesting.
It's and I just got crazy chills again, reiterating the piece about the mirror and how it's going to, however you interact with this person, even though it is going to be keeping your distance and boundaries, but just remembering holding them with the utmost respect, like you would anyone.
Right.
But I feel like this person just creates a different dynamic and almost it can kind of pokes a little bit of a pain point in some areas, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah. Right. No, it's interesting because it's been an interesting journey. I've known her for, I would say, almost about a year now, and it's been kind of, in the beginning there was a lot of just kind of, I've been working on a project with this person, and there was some roughness that was there. She seemed to have gotten a lot better, but then it seems to be falling back into this, I don't know, weird space, and I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
I will be keeping my distance.
You totally get the energy I'm saying for that. That's so funny.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. No, that's really good to know.
You're on the right
Let me ask you one more thing. This is on my mind. My aunt recently passed, and I mean recently as of like Monday night. And it's been a hard thing for our family. We knew it was coming and whatnot. Are you picking up anything from her?
So I do like to tell you this as well as everyone. When I do tap in, I won't read any messages from anyone who has passed in less than 6 months. The reason being is just because there is a great deal of healing process. And when we pass away, it's very interesting. We go through kind of a 360 view of our life, how it went, and I'm getting crazy amounts of chills again, just saying that that's exactly where she's at in her process.
Good. Okay.
She's reviewing her life. She is doing her work, because it's funny. A lot of people think, "Oh, it's heaven. we get the break." Yeah. No. We go back and we actually, and with our spirit guide, and our spirit guide is completely non-judgmental. We are the only people that can judge our own lives. But she's doing her work, and she's healing on the other side. She's doing very okay, more than okay. She's at
good.
Such peace.
Okay.
And that is what the energetic that I'm picking up on. But I will always happily tell someone if they're like doing okay and things like that. But with messages, I always like to allow the grieving process on both sides to occur. Yeah.
No, it's perfect. I've actually been feeling very at ease about it because, I just get the sense that she's fine, that she's okay, and there's nothing to really, worry about.
No, she's reincarnated quite a few times too, so it was almost just like being greeted again and walking through that door again, the veil, as a lot of people think. But I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, that's you've been perfect in what you've given me. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
There you go. I knew there was something.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
gosh.
Oh, I love that.
So I think we have time for maybe one more call, and then we got to get out of here. Don't forget, if we don't get to your call on this show, we've got another show coming up in just a few hours. Catherine Hahn's going to be on, I think it's 5 o'clock. Yeah,
That's
5 p.m.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Pacific, right? Yeah, so that'll be 8 p.m. on the East Coast, everybody. Tune in, and of course I'll be back with Mary tomorrow. We'll be taking your phone calls as well. Who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 531. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Diane, and I'm in Iowa.
Iowa.
Hi,
Diane.
Diane.
Thank you very much for taking my call. My fiance recently died, and I'm not sure why, but he guided me to call into this show today.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
see, she's coming through for sure, because I do have the it's showing me the ring, and you guys, you had already picked out a date for your wedding, correct, or not yet?
Well, we had picked one out for last December, and my life would have been a lot better now if we had, because it fell through in December. The people that I was counting on to set, we were going to do a destination wedding in Colorado, and it fell through at the last minute, and we were going to do it as soon as we could, possibly this month. We were kind of looking at this month now. But then he died. But I think he may have guided me to call you, because just recently this week, his sister, I now understand why he didn't go home very often, because I didn't know. I always perceived his family as friendly, but his sister rushed to court to become the executor of his estate. She cleaned out his bank account, and he had left me the cards on his account and told me to use them as I needed them. I have some physical disabilities. I live on disability. His family knows that. They knew the money was for me, and I'm really just upset because they took it, and they know that was against his wishes. And so I guess I'm just looking for some guidance on how to move forward. I know that he has left me some money, some insurance, but I can't get that until I get a death certificate. His sister, who stabbed me in the back, had ordered the death certificate, said she would give me some. She says they haven't come in yet. I don't know if that's true or not. I've got that on the other side, though. If I don't get it within a week or so, I'm going to call my attorney, and he'll step in and get one. But I just feel he wanted me to call in to get some guidance on how to move forward, because I'm just really lost without him.
Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry. I want to be the grieving process, and it needs to happen, and it's no fun. And he's also grieving on the other side, because he's grieving the life that he left. That doesn't mean, though, that feeding the energetic into it seems a bit like a toxic situation with the family. And I feel like right now your best moment is to take some time for yourself. Give your time to be sad. Mm-hmm. And even though that time, it feels like it's never going to end, you take it by one day at a time, take it by 1 minute at a time, take it by a second at a time. And the biggest thing that's coming through is to look at the very small things. A butterfly flew by and it was beautiful. And, like the flowers are blooming finally. It is summer. The sunshine on your face feels good. Those are such small things that make personally me feel happy. But I have a feeling they also make you happy. And just noticing that every day there is something to be grateful for and happy about and proud of, and know that he is with you. And even if he's doing his spiritual work on the other side, he is still able to be with you, and he is.
Okay, I think he is with me a lot, and I'm very intuitive, but I've just been so distraught.
Of course, when you're in it, absolutely. And what's really just coming through is you just got to give it time. Really, and just treat yourself as a little girl with the utmost self-care and love and compassion and understanding that you got or you felt you needed as a little girl. Give that to yourself now because you need that.
Okay. And I was wondering, since we were not married yet and I'm not legally entitled to the house, I was halfway moved into the house when he died. So we were just really getting things off the ground to get married. And I'm wondering if it would be the best interest in me to buy the house from the estate that he was in. I love it. Half my stuff's here. I've been looking around at some other houses in the same town. And there's another one I kind of like, but it's smaller. And I'm torn between, will I feel more comfortable staying here, even though we hadn't lived here together, just because maybe I'll feel more connected to him, or should I pick another house because, just for other reasons? I feel
like your energy wants to stay there, for sure, is what I'm sensing.
Okay.
But I do want to let you know he will follow you and be connected with you and your energetic field. He will not be connected to a location. So whether it's there or if you move somewhere else, he will still be connected to you because he's connected to your energetic field.
Okay. Yeah, we were definitely the love of each other's life. We had not been together that long yet, unfortunately. But so I do feel like at least at some point, maybe not every second, but tell me if I'm wrong, I feel that he will be with me the rest of my life in some capacity at some time.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And if you do have other romantic partners coming through, the biggest thing is they're on the other side. It's no judgment. There's no judgment. They understand that you need to move on, you need to heal, and you need to develop more relationships because you are still in the physical.
Right.
So when it is your time to love again, you need to allow yourself to be loved again from someone else.
Okay, you see that coming. I wasn't sure if I wanted that even. I'm sorry, what?
I was saying I don't think you're going to jump into it really quick or anything like that because this was such a soul connection that you had with this person.
Yes, it is very strong.
And you're very strong. You are very strong.
Well, I hope so. I guess I have to be to get through this far already.
Well, you've done it so far, and you're still doing it, and that is impressive in itself.
Yeah.
Do you think we really have karma that, like, maybe the sister will have to pay a price at some point, whether I learn about it or not?
Well, understand that karma works in an interesting way through generations, and meaning not if karma does exist, but how it gets balanced, we have no control over that. And whether that may mean in the next life you could be a ladybug that gets shooed away a few times or whatever, you never know. But I'm personally believe that karma does work in those ways. But you may not see it, and it may not be in this lifetime. Or it may have already been balanced out. She may have already been, you never know how it really works because we don't have well, in some ways we do, but not crazy amount of karmic balancing work. I haven't been exposed to at least.
Okay. Yeah, I've always felt that things balance out, and I wasn't sure. I was able to get calm enough to look at one past life, but she shot me in the back there. So I was looking to see if I had done something to her before, but I haven't found that yet.
Don't worry about her. Worry about you and your healing journey is what's really coming through.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all very much. I greatly appreciate you taking my call.
Thanks,
and I appreciate Beyonce guiding me to you. Well, thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Well, this has been fantastically fun. I don't know about you,
so
Sav.
Fun.
Oh, my
this
God.
has been
Yeah, and thanks for staying on like an extra half hour.
Oh, absolutely. So fun. I'm so glad I could do it.
Definitely have to have you back. Remember, everybody, to go over to therhodeislandmedium.com and check it out there. And you can hook up with a private session with Savannah on her website. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
My
right.
sessions are 60 minutes or 90 minutes. So whatever you feel. And a lot can come from a
great.
session. Can I tell you, it's insane how much information I'll get to someone in a session.
I think I'll have your number on speed dial just to let you know.
Yes.
Absolutely. I would love to book the session. Yeah.
All righty. Well, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye, and thanks to all our callers and listeners. Boy, the phone lines lit up like a Christmas tree. We could have went on for another half hour. Oh my God! They love our mediums. They love our mediums. And thanks for being here, Dr. Rose.
Yes, and thank you so much for being here. This was just a wonderful session, Sav, and we're really just appreciative to have you on the show.
Oh, my God. Thank you guys so much. This was awesome. I had such a great time. I love it. It was fabulous.
We're going to have you back.
Sounds
Bye,
perfect.
everybody.
Bye.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye. Bye, Dr. Rose.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Dad. Bye, Dad.